All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Share Kansas City attendee orientation. My name is Shannon Wright, and I work on the Share staff team. I'm also joined by Alex, a colleague of mine, and then Dusty Rivers, who is the Director of Leadership Development for the Share Board of Directors. Thank you for being here today. We are going to get started, talk a little bit about Share, and then we'll go into some event details and end with kind of resources and helpful tips. And then Dusty is going to help us out with some Q&A at the end. In your Zoom toolbar, you'll see a chat and a Q&A. We prefer if you use the Q&A feature to submit any questions or comments that you have during the presentation. And like I said, we will go ahead and take those at the end. All right, so just a little bit about Share for anyone who is not a member yet. Share is an independently run, volunteer-run information technology association that provides education, professional networking, and industry influence. So with just over 1,000 companies and over 13,000 individual contacts, we have 2 in-person events every year. And with over 500 educational sessions, and then with kind of 8 kind of key areas that we cover in those educational sessions as well. You'll see more here. So we really focus on core platform service delivery, new and innovative technologies, application development, and professional skills as well. All right, so let's dive into Kansas City. So the conference will start on Sunday, August 4th, with a Women in IT event and some technical sessions before a welcome reception. Monday, we have the opening general session with technical sessions, lunch and learns, and then the Share Technology Expo, the STE. Tuesday, we also have a general session with technical sessions and a lunch session sponsored by Broadcom and partnered sponsored presentations. And again, the STE will kind of close out the night Tuesday as well. On Wednesday, we have technical sessions in the morning and then an afternoon STE where a light lunch will be provided, and then technical sessions for the rest of the evening. Thursday, we have technical sessions, a lunch and learn, and then definitely don't miss the closing happy hour. Grab a little drink on your way to the airport on Thursday night. So why don't we get a little bit more in depth about each of those offerings and some additional information about networking and different activities that you can expect in Kansas City. And again, you can find this full agenda on the Share mobile app. You will see a slide here in a second with the QR code. I'll kind of pause if anyone wants to download it right now. All right, so again, these focus areas, like I mentioned before, we wanted to list out kind of the focus area and then the primary track that we're providing in Kansas City. This can change a little bit, but this is kind of where we are at right now with sessions. And you should be able to kind of filter sessions and find sessions on the app based on this information. In the app, you'll see a couple of different types of sessions. So like we said, technical sessions. So this is lectures, expert panels, roundtable discussions. We also have lunch and learns where this year an RSVP is not required. It's just first come, first serve this year on Monday and Thursday. And then the partnered sponsor session will be on Tuesday. And closed sessions are also listed on the app as well. If they say closed, they are invitation only, primarily for volunteers. Okay, so getting into some general sessions. So our opening general session is Monday morning in the Grand Ballroom, and we're very excited for our opening keynote speaker, Dan O'Shea, a retired Navy SEAL that is going to kind of kick off the event with us. Our Tuesday general session, we'll hear from the current Share President, Scott Fagan, for the Share President's address, and then followed by visionary talks as well Tuesday morning. We have a few digital badges available this year. One new one, so the DevOps Wizard, and then coming back again, we have Security Warrior and Mainframe Palladian. I think I'm going to say that wrong. Dusty's corrected me before. But if you attend at least 10 sessions for each, you will be eligible for that badge. So if you've earned the badge, you will receive an email from Share HQ after the event to claim your badge. You can display it on email signatures, social media, stuff like that. Our lunch and learn sessions, like I mentioned before, registration is no longer required. So this is, some session rooms that will have lunch outside. You can grab lunch and then go into the session room to hear from the speakers that are listed under each of the dates. Again, this is first come, first serve. So make sure you have that penciled into your schedule. And then Tuesday lunch by Broadcom. They are going to talk about mainframe tailgating, hot trends right off the grill. So a lunch buffet will be provided. Again, that's on Tuesday afternoon. We wanted to talk a little bit about women in IT. So this will be one of the first events in Share Kansas City on Sunday. I will say registration is already closed, but I did want to still include it just in case there was some extra room after all of the registrants had gone into the room. If there's any extra spaces, they will still allow people to fill in to hear from Joyce Lame. So and on encouraging women in IT, making a name for yourself, how to build your influence, impact, and personal brand. So we're really excited to hear from Joyce. Okay, so let's talk about the Share booth. So lots going on in the Share booth this year. Some key things that everyone should know. So if you join or renew your individual membership, and set your membership to auto renew for future years, you will receive an exclusive Share gift. It is Kansas City themed. It is kind of themed with the brand of the booth. So come visit us in the STE during those hours on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to see what the gift is and talk with staff about why you would be interested in renewing your individual membership. You can also receive your Kansas City t-shirt as pictured below by filling out a membership needs survey. It'll be quick and easy on the iPads, similar to the experience that we had in Orlando as well, if any of you were there for that. In the Share booth, you will also be able to vote in the upcoming Share election. And as a reminder, that'll just be for a few days when we're in Kansas City. So it'll be really, really important for representatives from the corporate memberships and individual members to vote in the Share election. We'll also have a Share booth bar this year. So come and check out our signature drink in Kansas City. And then, like I said, Share staff is always at the booth to answer any questions that you have about membership or the conference. And obviously there will be other Share members there if you want to connect with anyone as well. Passport to Prizes will also be hosted in the Share booth. So the drawing will take place at 12:45 on Wednesday. You must be present to win. And you can fill out your Passport to Prizes cards Monday, Tuesday, and then part of Wednesday as well. Okay, networking opportunities. So there are a couple of opportunities to enjoy some refreshments while networking with others. On Sunday, we have a welcome reception, as well as a closing happy hour on Thursday. And then we also wanted to call out the Veterans and IT networking event on Monday morning. There is a special ribbon that veterans in IT can pick up at the registration desk and will also be at the event as well. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, the Share Technology Expo. So if you want to hear from over 40 technical experts and network with other leading industry companies, be sure to come to the STE Monday and Tuesday night and Wednesday afternoon. It will be located in the City Beautiful Ballroom in Kansas City. And again, a light lunch will be provided on Wednesday, since there are no lunch and learns on that day. You can also look forward to Birds of a Feather. So these are informal gatherings of individuals who wish to discuss a certain topic without kind of a planned agenda. So these are kind of the time slots for all BOFs right now. So we have early bird and night owl BOFs. The actual topic will be listed on the app, and BOFs can be added on a rolling basis. So be sure to kind of keep checking the app if you're interested in going to one of those in the morning or maybe right before dinner. Okay, I want to breeze through some resources here before we get to the Q&A section. So whenever you arrive on site, you're going to want to look for the registration desk. You'll receive your Share ID badge and Passport to Prizes game card. Make sure to double check your name badge that all the information is correct on there. You can always get it reprinted at the desk as well. Volunteers, be sure to pick up your ribbon and complete your Con 2 at the registration desk as well. And then speakers can pick up your speaker pin at the event support desk next to registration. Okay, here are a couple of links. So all information for Share Kansas City can be found on the Share website under the event tab. If you are looking for help on site, you can look for either the black vest, that is the event support staff. You can also look for the Share brand ambassador. So these are volunteers that have raised their hand to kind of help with be walking directionals or an FAQ for all attendees. So if you have a question, feel free to come up to any of us. We're here to help. Okay, I'll pause real quick. We've talked about the mobile app a lot, so I would highly recommend downloading that if you haven't already. It's going to be a great resource for you on site. And you can I would also recommend playing around with it a little bit. There is a lot of capability in the app. So you can create your schedule, you can export your calendar, you can view the exhibitors and sponsors that will be in the STE. That'll be your go-to place.
Hey, Shannon. Shannon.
Yeah.
Can you back up to the QR code?
I can, yes.
Okay. There's a few questions that you were too quick on the fast forward.
All right. I can always come back to this at the end as well. All right. Give it another second here. All righty. Just put it in the chat or the Q&A if you want me to come back to it during the Q&A, and we can get that downloaded for you. All right, some quick share tips. So make sure to submit your session evaluations for every single session you attend and fill out the post-conference survey. We look at all of the answers and kind of look at it year over year to judge the success of the conference. And there is our email too. We'll be checking that when we're in Kansas City. So if you need to get in touch with any staff, if you don't see those black vests, email us at sharehq@share.org. Here is the link for the session evaluations. Again, this information will be readily available when we're in Kansas City. And make sure to post on social media and use the hashtag ShareKC2024. We like to see everyone having fun at our conferences, and that's a great way to find other people's photos as well. Okay, so we also wanted to call out that everyone should save the date for the Winter 2025 conference. It will be in Washington, D.C., February 23rd through the 27th. We're really excited to announce a new discounted alumni rate. So this is only for members and volunteers who attend Kansas City. The alumni rate will be released right after the conference and is only available until September 30th. So you can see the rates there. So make sure, if you are looking for one more reason to register for Kansas City, maybe this is your one reason, you get preferred pricing for the next conference as well. All righty. So Dusty and maybe Alex, do you guys have any questions in the Q&A box that you want to bring forward?
I think, well, one of the questions is, how is it being communicated which share sessions are being recorded?
Sorry, go ahead, Dusty.
I was going to say, that will be on the designation of the app, correct?
Correct, yes.
Also, I would just mention to anyone on here who is a speaker, if you would like your session to be recorded and you maybe want to practice it or have it recorded and put it in the learning management system, which is our year-round education, there will be a room allocated where you can go in and there'll be a director and a producer and you can present and have it recorded. So just be sure and check that also. Also, there was a question. If you want to attend a technical session, do you need to register? No, all the technical sessions are just show up. You don't have to register to go though. So if there's a chair in there or a standing room only, you can just show up. And there's a question, is there a shuttle from the airport to the Lowe's Hotel? No, it's just, it's an Uber or a taxi, I think.
Correct, yes. We have one more question. Where is the best place to have meetings? So in the Lowe's Hotel, you'll find little alcoves of like couches or areas. So you can, it will be readily available to have kind of like a corner to yourself.
Also, back to one of Shannon's earlier slides, if you want to have a meeting and you think maybe there's 10 or 15 people or more that want to sit down and chat, you can sign up. That's what the BOF sessions or the birds of a feather. You can actually say, I'd like to have a BOF session, and you can actually submit that. I think that's on the app where it says submit BOF, and if there's room, you can grab a room that way.
Okay. Okay, if you're having any problems setting up your app or logging into the app, if you just want to send us an email at that share HQ, we can help you troubleshoot it and get you in there.
Also, there's one question on here, which I think was back on your question. It said how to get credit to make sure to earn a mainframe or a DevOps badge. In the sessions that will be lined out as this qualifies for a DevOps badge or the mainframe paladin or whatever badge, at the end of the session, the speaker will have a code. So if you go to the session, it'll give you a code to punch in to say, hey, I attended this session. So I think that's the way the badges are handled.
Correct, yep. And then you'll be notified after the conference if you have earned the badge, and the badge will be sent to you then.
And also so right now, the question is, are the birds of a feather already listed on the app? The times are listed, but the subjects aren't until they're submitted.
Correct. Yep. And it can be submitted even while we're in Kansas City. So just keep checking the app. That will be the most relevant information for you.
I'll let you answer that one, Shannon. Where do you get the access code for the KC section of the app?
If you email us at the sharehq@share.org, we can send that to you. We got a question, can I use the app if I'm not registered for the event? So the app is only available to you if you have already registered. So it has some information in there that are privy to attendees only.
And there's several questions on COVID testing, and I think it's basically whatever standard protocol. If you feel comfortable wearing a mask, masks are not required. It's just use normal, I guess you would say normal event courtesy. That's the only thing I can say is there will not be any kind of, there will not be a COVID testing center. I know that. So.
Correct. Yes.
Also, I think there is I think there's so some of the other events are also going to be listed. I know. So there was a post. One of the questions was about another event happening Monday, and I guess that will show up in the agenda. I would check the website because the website is being constantly updated. And I believe there was a question, and I guess this is a question for Alex or Shannon. Is there a way is there a way to print or like a PDF version of the agenda, or is it just the agenda as it exists on the on the website? I thought there was a way to do that.
Yeah, there should be a way to do it. Also, if you go to the share website on the event tab, you can also see schedule at a glance. That will also give you kind of like the technical session, just like time slots as well. That won't have like the session tags or anything like that on it. But we should have that PDF version. So again, if you want to email us, we can send that right over to you. And I can put the email, or Alex, if you want to put the email in the chat function, so people can easily get that. All right. All right, I am not seeing any other questions here. Anything else on your side, Dusty?
No.
All righty. Okay. Well, thanks everyone so much for attending. You can find any share staff on site with the black vests or
there's one other question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, two questions. One is, can we select it? You can actually, if you're registered, you can go into the event. And if you click on the event, you can say, put it on my calendar. There was a question is, can we select our sessions and create a personal agenda? If you select a session, if you go through the grid and say, I want to attend, like I'm looking at the track, there's a session, you click on the session and you can say, add to calendar, and it'll create your own personal calendar. Also, I think Alex is answering the question, but you do have to, if each corporation has a designated what it's not a representative, delegate.
Installation rep.
Right.
Yes. So every installation rep, if you have a corporate membership, is allowed to vote in the share election. And then in addition, any individual member is also allowed to vote in the share election as well.
Okay.
And then Bruce asked, how do we access the recording of the session? So that will be available on the share website. It will be posted on the share website under the event tab. Awesome. All right, I think we covered everything. Thanks everyone for joining, and we are really excited to see you all in Kansas City.